Hi everyone, my name is Saurabh Pant and I hope you're doing very fine at your home. So yeah, NEET exam is over. Unofficial answer keys you might have also seen, and I think vast majority at this point of time, they are very clear in their head if they are getting a medical seat of category A, that is the government college or not, or maybe less fees private seat or not. So right now the major question that should be going around the head, for which I think you would have seen the title as well, should I take a drop or not? Now, should you take a drop? No one else can tell you. That is a very big life choice that you are going to make. It's not a career choice only, it's a life choice, because your lifestyle depends upon the kind of choice you make for the rest around 30-40 years of your life. So it's a big choice, big decision to make. So I'll just make this video not to tell you what to do, but just to bring you back to the ground state so that you can decide more wisely on a specific parameters. You can take a notebook and write down some points as well and make a list of pros and cons, and it will be easy for you to decide. You are analytical people, you are in the science stream, so use your brain in deciding. Don't use your emotions only, use your analytical thinking. So I'll make it easy for you. I'll give you a few parameters to decide, a few thought processes that should be going inside your head. So starting, should I take a drop? What is the first thing you should take care of? Number one, never make any decision when you are very sad or very happy. So right now, many of you might not have accepted the result. You might not be able to digest it. I took a little while for making this video for this reason only, that let this failure sink in, because yes, it's a failure. Not because you did not do well, it's because others did better than you. Think about NEET exam like a bus, and which limited number of seats were there. You reached in time. You were interested, you reached in time, you did your level best. But people came earlier than you. They sat inside the bus and now no seat is empty. So yes, you did your part, but now you came to know that this is the actual competition at the national level. I have to do a little better as compared to what I have done previously. So firstly, come back to this ground state level. Be logical. Yes, one exam is lost. It was not like my board examination. I did not fail it like one exam. But yes, I failed as compared to the remaining students at the All India level. They did better than me. So it was a relative failure, not an absolute failure. So keep that in mind, because you did not get minus 180, right? You got some marks by which you are thinking about taking a drop. 200, 300, 400, what are the marks, kind of marks you have got? You have got them. They are positive marks. You have worked for it. So don't get disheartened by this. Yes, you could have done better. Everyone could have done better. Even the person getting AIR, one might also think here that one question, if the person gets, let's say 715 or 710 or 700, the person might think maybe one question, two questions more I could have done better. So that kind of feeling will always be there, whatever the kind of marks you get. So don't think it's only for you. So now, after accepting the result, after coming back to the ground state, okay, it's okay. Now let's see what to do with my rest of the life. Then what you have to do is that think logically. Whenever you make a choice, there are majorly two options. Option number one right now will be MBBS, government seat, which you are not getting right now. And for that, you will have to invest around 8 months more, or nearly 1 year more, you can say. Option number two, to take some other course and settle down. So when you take some other course, think in this way, the course or the college I'm getting right now, let's say some veterinary college are you getting, or BDS college are you getting, and if you want to go into veterinary or BDS or maybe some BSc degree course, the college I'm getting right now, will that not be available next year? Or will I have to work vigorously hard to reach to that college? Have I actually earned that college, or I got that college? The difference is there. When you get a medical seat in government medical college, you have mostly earned that seat. And when you are preparing, but you are not happy with the preparation, when you understood that yes, I'm not getting MBBS college and I'm getting this. So when you get something almost for free, not completely for free, but because you have worked so much hard to get an MBBS seat, it appears like getting for free. If that kind of a feeling is coming, then you should take a drop here. Why? For instance, let's say BSc microbiology is a course you want to enter inside. So you will be able to get that same course next year also. So what you are losing is just 8 months of your life. Now, coming to the next part. This is the first thing that you should think. The option that you are getting right now, will that be available next year? Maybe in some other college, but will it be available next year with minimal efforts? Answer mostly will be yes, because in BPC stream, MBBS versus remaining, there is a clear-cut demarcation here. There is no comparisons at all. So, third thing that you should think about is that when you are choosing that I will drop 1 year, then sir, 1 year of my life at this important crucial time will go. Truth is that it is unnecessarily overhyped. Taking a drop is unnecessarily overhyped. I still remember when I was in senior inter in class 12th. Uh, my parents also were very skeptical. Why you want to take drop? Will you take a drop or something? Then they pressurized me. You should take whichever the college you want to take. And I was also afraid. But I was in the MPC stream, in the engineering stream. So getting a government college, you are a little bit stable. Ki chalo theek hai, at least something I'm getting. So same thing should come in your mind also at this point of time, that are you getting whatever you are getting, is it worth taking or is it worth dropping it for something else? So dekho yaar, idea is very simple. What I would suggest you is that in case you are thinking about 1 year or something, it's not a very wise thing to do. Why? Because once you get a college, it's okay. Because see, finally, when MPC students, mathematics background people are there, when they choose a college, they just choose a college. Career remains the same. They are still engineers, right? But when BIPC students, when biology people, they choose a career, not a college, a course. Apart from MBBS, they are changing their direction of career. So now it is not just a year choice, it becomes your lifestyle choice, it becomes your career choice. And it's a very big deal. So whenever you are deciding this, it's okay to make a small sacrifice of 1 more year. Sir, I've already dropped for 1 year, 2 year, what should I do? Depends upon your energy, yaar. That I will come to that in the fourth point. So right now what I'm saying, in BIPC stream, in biology stream, I don't think you should be thinking much about that 1 year. But yes, social problems are there, and that depends completely upon your parents as well, how much support you get from them. But if you are convinced, I think most of the people will be able to convince their parents also. So keep that in your mind, that 1 year should not be the criteria. 1 year of my life will go. It's okay. You are investing that 1 year for the rest 30, 40 years of your life. If you get a tag of a MBBS doctor, you get it for the rest of your life. College in BIPC, rarely someone asks. You might not be asking someone else's college, except if the college is AIMS or JIPMER, or maybe some top 4 or 5 medical colleges. Apart from that, no one asks about the medical college. MBBS degree is enough. It's in itself, MBBS degree itself is a brand. So yeah, 8 months investment is not a big deal for it. Next, point number 4. So the point number 4 that comes in the mind. Is that, sir, I have dropped 1 year, 2 year already. If you're in class 12, it's very easy for you to decide, because drop is comparatively easy. You might think, sir, no, it's very tough for me. Believe me, it's very tough, as it's tougher for the people who have already taken 1 year, 2 year drop. So yeah, sir, I've already taken 1 year, 2 year drop, and I don't know, will it happen next year in my favor or not? Will the result will come in my favor or not? So dekho yaar, this is a very important point to think. Whenever you are facing this kind of a problem, that you are losing the trust in yourself, and that's very natural. Why? Because you have not lost the seat once, you have lost it twice. So when you lose something twice or thrice, what happens? You start losing the trust in your own capability. You start thinking that maybe I'm not as smart as I thought I was when I was in class 12th. Firstly, it's nothing like that. NEET exam is such a low level examination. You might agree with me as well. It's such a low level examination that you don't have to be overly intelligent to even get AIR1 as well. Point is, it's all about consistency. It's all about commitment towards the goal that you are taking. Every day if you are reading, you'll be able to get it. So firstly, if this kind of a dilemma is coming, take one notebook and write down the reasons why you failed this year. And if your reason is, sir, something happened in those 3 years, so yaar dekho, accept a few cases, because this year the corona was there. So accept those few cases. Like if some people got severely affected by the nuisance created maybe in their centers, I don't know. In those 3 years, nothing happens here. Truth is that. If you're prepared for 600, your health is not good, you'll come down to 550. You will not go down to 500. 100 marks variation, 50, 60 possible. So your problem is not that 50 marks or 60 marks you lost during the examination because of some careless error or health problem, or someone was talking, someone was disturbing you. That's none of your problem. Your problem is why you were not prepared for 650. Because if you are going in the examination hall hoping for the best scenario, that means you have never learnt anything in the whole schooling. Because the only lesson that I remember from my schooling very well is that prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So when you're preparing for the best case scenario, obviously your marks will come lesser than your expectations here. So be a little logical and write the actual reasons. Those 3 hours can decrease your marks to 50 marks, 60 marks. I can understand some careless mistakes can be there. You can write that also, but that could not be the major reason. Because if you're losing the seat, let us say in Andhra and Telangana, if you're losing the seat around 530 marks or below 530, you might be getting. And if you're getting below 530, then it's not about those 50, 60 or even 100 marks. What about the remaining 90? Even if you keep 100 marks away for the careless mistakes, what about those remaining 90 marks that you could have got extra? You are 190 marks less than 720, right? So be a little logical. Where those 90 marks went? What was the reason of not getting those marks? Were you not doing the assignments every day? Were you not attending the classes sincerely? Did you waste your time in the lockdown only, or did you waste it from the class 11th onwards, or maybe first year complete you have wasted? What was the exact scenario? What was the problem that was there? Make a list of this and then analyze which are the things you can actually improve. And if you get out of, let's say, 4 factors you write, and out of those 4 factors, if you get even 1 or 2 factors you can improve, then you can be rest assured that marks will improve in the next year. How much? Let that thing be decided by the next year NEET examination only. So that will make it easier for you. So write down in the paper and then decide. Next, point number 5. So point number 5 that will come in your head at this point of time is that, sir, only 7 months are there, only 8 months are there, only 9 months are there maximum. So 7 to 9, let's say an average of 8 months are there. Sir, how well will I be able to prepare, etc., etc. 8 months is for everyone, right? I think you forgot it's a relative examination. So if you don't get time, no one gets it. When you got time during the lockdown period, everyone got it. So it's a relative exam. So it does not matter. It's 7 months, it's 9 months, it does not matter. So yes, your selection won't matter much upon the time period provided to you as far as it is a relative examination. Next. What if you decide to take a drop? So if I decide, okay, I'm going to take a drop with thinking about all the factors. If I take a drop, then what happens? Simple here. Point number 1, time is less. So you need a very, very good subject expert to give you knowledge about physics, chemistry and biology. That is very important. So choosing the right college is the most crucial thing you should do at this point of time. Don't worry about the things which are closer or more accessible to you, because for instance, you take a complete 1 year coaching, then in the beginning 2-3 months you took some time to adjust, buffering time you took. So it's okay because you can read in the remaining 6-7 months. But if there are just 7 months or 8 months there and you take 2-3 months for just adjustment, and maybe you realize after that the subject expert who is teaching you is not able to complete the syllabus very properly in the limited amount of time. There are many good teachers in India, very, very good teachers, especially for NEET examination. So why especially for NEET? NEET is a low level exam here. We don't require a huge subject knowledge to teach NEET examination. That's the truth. So you don't have to worry about the faculty knowing too many stuff. What you have to worry about right now is that is the faculty able to deliver the same content in the less amount of time effectively or not, and their experience comes into play. So make sure when you are choosing the college that you are taking the admission in, online, offline, whichever the course you are joining, wherever you are taking the admission in, make sure that you see how the faculty is teaching in the limited time slot. That is very important. So go only to the trusted institutes at this point of time. That would be my suggestion. Why? YouTube has made the education free. I'm also giving my contribution as much as possible. But there are some people who are on YouTube to earn as well, right? So point is, some of them, they have just entered in this field, right? They are young, energetic, talented, extremely talented, but not experienced enough to teach the same content in the less amount of time. They might be having a very good delivery, but what to cut, what to keep, that experience they might not be having. Some people are born talent. Born talent means maybe they are taught by some very good faculties and they might be knowing how to handle such kind of a scenario. They are born talent. But I can't personally recommend you anyone. So my still advice will be go to a trustworthy institute where at least you have a history of the repeater batch getting selected. That will be more better to you. Big names are always reliable because specifically when the time is less, choosing the right mentor is very important. Next, always follow just one subject expert, because most of your preparation maybe some of your preparation might go on with the online mode also. Some of you might opt for complete online also, I don't know. So when you are going online, what happens? YouTube is freely available to you. Other segments are also available for the online education. And then you start seeing several videos of the same topic. That is the biggest waste of time. You have to be very specific, time is the limiting reagent, so keep that in mind. This year, whosoever complete their syllabus properly in time, they are going to rock in the next year examination. The gravity of the knowledge, the volume of the knowledge is not going to matter in the next NEET like it mattered in this NEET. So that is very important thing. Next, if you join any coaching institute, then refer to the YouTube as less as possible, minimum. Then what to do? Like once in a week is okay. In some topics you got stuck, so that specific video you are seeing, that is watching, that is okay. But regularly, if you are following a habit of watching the YouTube videos and all, I don't think you will get a good set of marks. You might not get. I've seen many students preparing in that way, and none of the result was as good as it could have been. So it's a big no. If you are preparing, you joined a coaching institute, follow their notes, follow their material, and follow the teacher who is teaching you. Trust them. That is very important because time is less. You can't trust 1,000 people, right? So trust one subject expert, trust one coaching, and follow their theory only. Next year, 2021, the syllabus might get reduced. Right now, there is no clarity upon that. It will get reduced, but what topics are cut, which are not cut, that you will get to know very soon, whenever the NTA will announce. I'll make the video on that also, whenever it will be announced. The scenario is that next year, who will be able to get very good rank are those people who will do NCERT thoroughly. So time is less. Do not deviate. Whatever comes to your mind, someone makes a video and say this year paper is going to be tougher than the last years because the last few years papers are easy. Nothing like that is going to happen. That same thing people said when 2019 paper came, 2020 will be tougher, maybe next year, AIMS getting inside, falana dhimkana. Kya illogical things people speak and views people get on that. That's why they are giving this kind of a title or video content. You be logical. NTA is conducting the paper. They have set one standard now. You might have seen 2019 Odisha paper, 2020 paper. The standard of the paper is nearly constant. Nearly. Plus minus 10 can happen, but nearly constant. They are following NCERT from the core. So make sure that NCERT only should be completed. Any deviation of the theory beyond NCERT is of no use for you if you want to get selected this year in 2021. Next, I'll give you a rough idea about what you can do. Previous year question bank of NEET and JEE Main you should be doing. Previous year NEET questions, all 32 years you can do, 33 years now you can do. And also, which are irrelevant questions you can leave because NCERT got updated now. So as per latest NCERT, something is not there in the NCERT but there in the previous year NEET question bank, you can skip that specific question and do. Previous year JEE Main question, around 8 to 10 year questions you can do. That much practice minimum will be necessary. More than that, if you are getting time, you can do that. So this is what you can follow. So NCERT very thoroughly as usual, for physics also, for chemistry also, for biology also. That is extremely important. For practice, you might have to go to previous year NEET questions and JEE Main and some material of whichever the coaching you might have joined. So keep this thing in mind. Do not deviate from the main theory, whatever the other people might be talking about. Don't worry about what others are reading. Whatever they are reading is not going to come in the NEET exam. It is not, if it is not in the NCERT. And my second advice will be, apart from the previous year question bank and NCERT reading, is that when you complete one chapter, sit on one day, like once in 15 days or 14 days, take a notebook, and for the theory topics, especially like biology and chemistry, make very short notes. For physics also, formulas you can write, and some graphs, like one copper graph came in from the NCERT of physics. Such kind of things you should search from the NCERT and write in a specific notebook, so that later on, while revision is there, you will be getting lesser time for revision as well. So keep this in mind. These notes are very important. So this year, it's very important to make the short notes from the beginning itself. So apart from your classroom notes, there should be short notes also, so that you are specifically able to understand which exact things you are going to focus upon in the revision time. And last but not the least, you should be extremely careful about a few useless questions which are just diverting your energy. Question number 1, sir, what will be the cutoff next year of XYZ college? I don't know. Just prepare, yaar. If you get the marks, your marks will be more than the cutoff. You'll get that college. So grow up. Don't waste your time in thinking about this. Number 1. Number 2, sir, next year NEET examination will be tougher. Kya fark padta hai if it is tougher for everyone? It is easy for everyone. You just prepare for your subject. These unnecessary questions will just divert you from the actual path, and it's very easy to get diverted. So don't do that this year. And yeah, for the senior interest students, the most useless question. So if I start today, will I get selected? Oh, Start, just start. Will you get selected or not? I will not decide. Let NTA decide. So I think the video was quite long and more than 20 minutes, I think. So, but I think I covered most of the parts which I wanted to cover. And yeah, so whatever you decide, don't worry. I'll also try my level best to put all the videos by the end of this year itself, so that by January, by the time you enter inside the revision phase, you will be getting all the kind of theories that you need on YouTube as well. But again, as I said, don't over rely on YouTube. Focus upon your classroom notes. That is very important. So yeah, in the next video, I'll come with a strategy for the 2021 NEET examination, what you can follow specifically and which topics to focus upon. Yeah, one more important thing I missed. I will just wrap that up also. Do not prepare with any pattern. Any pattern means these kind of questions are coming more, that chapter questions are coming more. NEET keeps on changing that pattern every year. So prepare all the chapters. You should be knowing the complete NCERT of all the chapters. In-depth knowledge is not required, but superficial touching of every chapter is very important to clear the NEET examination. So yeah, that's I think most of it. If anything will be left, I will make the next set of video and come back. That's all the very best. Don't feel disheartened. Be logical. Start again. 8 more months are there and I think you'll be able to work for 8 months. It's comparatively easier than working for consistently 9, 10 and maybe 12 months as well. So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much.